listeners. I hope that you are having a fabulous day. I'm here in New York, and I got to tell you, it's a little hot, but we're making it work. So, today's topic is going to be about organizing emails. I always pick a topic that I see um, my people that are following me or my people who are my clients are struggling with. The challenge that we are faced with a lot is that we receive so many emails that sometimes the really important ones get lost somewhere in the mix. So, what I'd like to share with you today is Gmail tricks that I'm focusing on Gmail. Look, I know there's Outlook. I know, people use Outlook 365. It's fine. There's always some way to do this in those tools, but because Gmail seems to be the most prevalent, I'm deciding to focus on that. And if you ever need any help, you can always email me at maggie@masteritmedia.com, and I'll be more than happy to point you in the right direction. So today's topic again, organizing your Gmail. What I would like to encourage you to do, this is an interactive workshop. If you have any questions, please feel free to pop them in the comments below on Facebook, and we'll get this cute little pop up that will come up and we can share your information. And remember, guys, this is a way to promote yourself for free too. So don't forget that. We're always here to help each other promote ourselves because, at Master It Media, I take the commotion out of your promotion. So if this is one way I can help you, then today's the day. I'm going to open up a screen. I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to share with you a demo account that I use for my Gmail. So here you have it. I hope you can see it well. What we have here is a bunch of emails that have come through my inbox. And in this inbox, what you're seeing is a whole bunch of things. I've got 1,300 some odd emails, and this would be terrible to go through if I didn't know how to use tools. One of the things before I start sharing is something that you're going to see here on the side. Now, the way I have my system set up, I always have my unread first. And the reason I do that is because anything that's unread isn't something I've seen yet. I may have seen it, like say, oh, I want to look at this Yelp thing. I can always go over here into more and mark it as unread, even if I've read it. So this way I know it's something I need to action on. Different people use different things. You can set up your email to also, I don't know if you've seen this little gearbox up here, but you can also do it so that down here, here's inbox type. I could put important first. I could put starred first. I could put priority inbox. So there are different ways. The default is set so that you see primary, social, and promotion. It's your preference. Look, I'm not telling you how to view your email. I'm telling you what I use because it works for me. But what works for you is what's more important. So check out these different ones and see which works best for you and your business and what you like. So one of the other things I want to draw your attention to is over here. You're going to see on the left-hand side of the screen, see under sent, it's got drafts, it's got categories. Those are those things that would show up here. But also, I have a couple of folders. These little things are folders. And if I click on them, you're going to see, oh, look at all this. Label Facebook Business. Anything that regards Facebook business pages this that I get through my emails is going to pop up in here so that I organize them together. Now, the beauty of this is I don't move them in here. It's an automatic thing that I created with something called a filter, and that's what our topic is going to be today. So there are a couple of ways of doing it. I always say there's always more than one way to do the same thing. It is the way it goes um, with anything on a computer. It's just how it works. But if you go here, Nardelli's Great Deli, okay, I must have signed up for something with them, okay. Here I can look at them and you can see this is a no reply. I can click on this More button, and I am seeing here I can reply, I can forward, there's a whole bunch of things. But look right here, there's a filter messages like this. So for this, I have some options here. Now, it automatically pulls in the from, which is great. But in this create filter here on the button here on the right, I can say what I want it to do. I don't want it to stay in my inbox. I want to mark it as read because this is something I really don't care about. And I want to put it in a label. And here I could choose a label, one of the ones I've already created, or I could create a new one. In this case, I'm going to do this as sort of like store coupon emails, something like that. It could be just something fun. It could be junk mail. It could be whatever you want. I could also move this to junk mail if I wanted to, and I'm going to hit create. Now, when I do that, I've created the label, not the filter, just the label. So you can see these other options. This could be a forward to somebody. This could be just delete it. I don't care about it. But if you do that, instead of just deleting it, just unsubscribe. It's a better way to do it. And then there are other things I can mark it as important and so on. I can also apply this filter to another email that might already be in my email system. And I'm going to create filter. And off that's going. If I look now, down here, I have new store coupon emails. And as you can see, there is that one that's in there. It's only one, and it is filtered. Now, according to Google, now look over here, there's your star, but it says it's important according to Google. So I'm going to click on that and say it's not important so that Google learns about me. It's teaching. You can see here it's teaching Google your preferences, which is really cool. So here I have another one, another Google one. And also wanted you to notice, remember I said I have the unread first. Here's the important and unread. But you can see down here is everything else. And you're seeing some ones that are unread as well, which is kind of cool. So here I'm getting something from Google. And I want to categorize this. So I'm going to redo what I just did with Google, but I'm also going to show you a little bit more about what this is so that you have it. And again, feel free, enter any comments that you have in the chat below. So again, I click these three dots. I hit filter messages like this. I'm going to create the filter. And then with this one, I am not going to mark it as read, but I am going to skip the inbox. I'm going to apply a label. And in here, I'm going to, again, create a new label. I'm going to name it Google. I'm going to create. Now it's created the label. I can do multiple things with this. I can always mark this as important. And I can apply filter to 15 matching conversations. I create the filter. And now I can go see in the Google what's going on here. All right. Now notice here it has the number 9. I wanted to show you that. That means there are 9 unread emails in that folder. And you can see here all of the things that are done. It's very cool. Now, again, I'm going to go back into my settings because I want to show you something in here. So what I did was I wanted unread first because I had picked the wrong thing. It's taking a minute to load. Okay. So you can change your settings here in Google to show different things. Now, as I'm changing things, you're noticing how now instead of having, or before it was maybe 12, these are unread, not just unread and important. So keep in mind that you may be missing things if you have your filter, if you have your views set the wrong way. So I wanted you to be very aware of how you're using your email. It's really important to keep that in mind. I am going to go here into settings again. I want to show you this see all settings, because in here is where I can see what current filters I have set already. And you can see I had two older ones, this one from Two Blind Brothers and this one from Facebook. And then here are the two new ones I made, the Nardellis and the Google. And they're here. I can go in this, say I want to edit this. I can edit and go in and get same thing that I went in before, but now I can edit and change this. Maybe I want to change it. You know, I don't want it to go to Google. I want it to go somewhere else. Or, you know, I want to mark it as red and then update the filter. I'm going to hit cancel here. Oh, before I hit cancel, I want to show you something that is prevalent throughout every single Google thing you do. All right. Look at this, learn more. If you don't know how to do it, maybe, you know, things are not too clear, or maybe you want a little bit more information, feel free to click this gray question mark. You'll see it's up here and up right by the gear button too. It's the link to the support, and it really is very cool because it will link you to what it thinks you might be interested in viewing based on what page you're on right now. So I'm just going to hit cancel here. So one of the other things that would be great, again, please, I'm really encouraging you to leave a question in here in the comments. One of the other great things you can do here is, say you get something from someone and you want it to always go to somebody in your circle, okay? Now, maybe it's this, I'm going to just do this Living Social here. Maybe this is something I want to send to my husband who works on Hamlet Hub. This is something that I think is important. I can have this filter messages like this and have it go to him. I'm going to create the filter. I'm going to have it go to him, skip the inbox, and I can forward it right to his email right here. And it doesn't even have to, I don't even have to remember to do it. It just does it. So I would add a forwarding address and off it would go on its merry way. So filters do more than just organize your into folders or into labeling things. It can also be used to automatically do things for you so that you don't have to. That it'll continue to forward emails, for example, to a certain location. What I find to be extremely helpful, and I'm trying to find something else that we can play with here. I'm going to, as I do things, I'm going to explain them. If it's something you can't really see, let me know. But here up in the top, see how it's saying if you want a 50 of 1300, I click on that, and now I'm going to see more of everything in my inbox. I have a lot of this from this Living Social. Oh, there was a great one from Yelp. Let's go there. So here's Yelp. And in this email, what you're seeing is, I'm going to go into filter messages like this. Now, I can say things that has the words, doesn't have, size is greater than, okay? These has an attachment, okay? When I create the filter, I can also do things that it is, you know, here as I can categorize this as social, for example, then still apply it to a label. Now, if it already is in a label that I already have, I'm just for argument's sake here, I can just hit Facebook Business. I don't have to create a new label every time. The other cool thing that you can do is I can create a sub-label. So say I want the new label to be Yelp, but I want it nested under Facebook Business, for example, or work would make more sense. Okay, and now I can create that and it will go into a subfolder. So we're just going to play with this. I'm going to apply to matching conversations and say, okay. Now what you're going to see over here is Takes a minute to refresh. So what you're going to see here, if it's working properly, is Yelp would be a subfolder under the Facebook business page. Similar, and I don't know why it's not showing up. I must have made some kind of mistake when I was working my keyboards too fast. But if you can see here where categories is, there's this little triangle, and you can click on that and it'll drop down and open up this. For some reason, the Facebook isn't doing that, which I don't understand why, but that's the way it's supposed to work. So in this case, what I would do is I'd go into my see all settings, hit the gear, see all settings. And while I'm in here, go to my filter and block address and say, okay, did I do something wrong here? What did I do? Now it looks like it's supposed to be, oh, it's because I picked work, not Facebook. See, isn't that good? I did that on purpose. And now you see that Yelp is under work. And that is how you can organize under subfolders. So for example, I have clients, and then under my clients, I have all my clients listed. That's a really important folder. Anybody who's a client is going to get that little mark as important. They're going to be moved into a subfolder under the client, and that's how it works. You can do things like your social media notices. Say you have notices from Facebook and Instagram, and you want to store them in one location. You can do that as well. And this way, look, all of that stuff is filtered out of your inbox. So you're not looking at 1,300 different emails. And, even if it's 10 in that email, if there was a message from your client, you want that to stand out. And this is a way to make sure that happens for you. And I found that for me personally and professionally, this has worked out great. Whenever there is something important going on, I can go, like, for example, with my clients, that's the first thing I check. I just go to clients and I go and see if any of my clients have any questions. Those are the things that I address first. So it helps me with my time management, but it also helps me with my prioritization. So, and getting all of this other stuff that means nothing out of your way, or use it for future. For example, if you're signed up for a newsletter, and that newsletter is really something you love reading, but you don't want it in your inbox, take that newsletter, pop it in a category, give it a category, put it on a label, make a filter for it, and pop it right in, so that when you have your 15 minutes or what have you to do your work, you have it there. And Noreen, thank you. Noreen pop, this was an old one, but Noreen, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I did put it under work. You win the prize for figuring that out. I'm sorry I didn't see that sooner. But anyway, those are some of the things that we do with filters. Does anyone have any questions? Now's a great time to put it in. Some of the reasons I teach things like this in my Master It Mondays with Master It Media, I do things that help you promote yourself. Now, this is one of the areas where I feel is very important for people to realize that your promotion is as important as your Gmail, because this is where all your promotion comes through. Whether it's your email, whether it's your website, whether it's your social media, your response is key. I'm going to pop off and mention Davin is saying email inboxes can get overwhelming. It's very helpful tips. Thank you. You're welcome, Davin. I'm happy they helped you out. We really do, there's a lot of other things that Gmail can do. Feel free to, if you have a generic Gmail question while I'm just chatting here, please pop it in and I'll be happy to answer it. One of the things that I really encourage you to do is to pop into that, to get comfortable with it. It does take time to get used to it. I do want to warn you that, making sure that the filters are working, run some tests, do your due diligence with it. I know it can get a little overwhelming. Like I had emails going to a folder, and when it went to the folder, I forgot I set up the filter. So make sure you have the filters, you know what they are, and that they're set in the right way so that you're not missing anything important. Those are really critical. And I'm going to pop this up again. Here was something that, as I mentioned, with what I do in unread, there are these filters that you can do in here. And if you notice, I've done this before. Is colon unread will actually show you all of your unread messages. So if you don't use this feature where you're looking at your unread first, you can do something like this coding that will help you with your email to see what's unread. And there's tons of them, that's important, that is whatever. It could be, there's a number of different things you can do to help you with it. I can't even tell you, like we're scratching the surface here, but know that when you hit this gear button and see all settings, this is going to come in to help you with your, with your filters and such. You can do forwarding automatically. There's a lot that email offers you. I mean, even a theme, if you don't like the background, it's fine. But those are our top Gmail organization for the day. Please let me know if there's any topics you would like for future Master It Mondays. If you didn't know, I also do Finally Fridays, where I take maybe about a 5-minute blip on something that is helpful for a question that comes up during the week. That's a real quick, easy one. We've had things like what a hashtag is. You can always go into our YouTube channel, Master It Media LLC, or you can visit us on our Facebook page, where we also have our live videos posted, and they're there to help you. We do a lot with social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. So these are things where we're helping you right now. This media that I'm using is called StreamYard. So I help businesses find out about tools that really do help you take the most out of what's out there, because it can get overwhelming. Noreen, thank you so much. I'm glad you joined us today. If you have any questions, please let me know, because I know it's hard to manage all of this, and we're dealing with now. More people are online. More people are being faced with some management issues with their time. With now it's summer and getting things organized. I hope this has been helpful. Make sure you tune in next week for Master It Monday. Always feel free to email me at maggie@masteritmedia.com, and I will be sharing things like our like what we've done today. And also, if you have anything that you feel would be a great idea for a longer workshop, please let me know. We do these about a half an hour, and I find that it's just enough to kind of, okay, I can sit down, take a half an hour out of my day to learn something that, in this case, by organizing, and I am not kidding you, by organizing my emails. I do all this myself. I don't just teach it. I walk the walk here. I started organizing myself the beginning of July, and I have to say it has saved me an hour's worth of time every day, because I don't have to sort through all of my email. It does it automatically. I still have a few emails that are coming through, and I'm sorting them myself. So these are things, trust me, I want to help you save time, save money, and save stress. And this feature will do it all for you. If you, I always share that at Master It Media, we take the commotion out of your promotion. This is one way to take the commotion out of your daily life. So I hope to see you next week. Have a fabulous day.